This is part of the new trail. If they let me post it, it'll be on the video. If not, it won't. There is a video of it, of the Sunset Guided Ride Trail, if you want to see what it looks like in its entirety and what the lookout looked like at that time, which was about a third of the way done. Nope, that's the ATV one. Well, at least we know where the ATV one's at. And this is also the trail. There's a trail maintenance, little like intro deal where they first started this trail where I videoed it. Those are working. There's also a 45-minute video of them where it's under the trail maintenance playlist of when they first started this trail. And there's like literally no trail here. They just had to start working their way. I guess there was a trail here years ago, but they closed it and it had overgrown and trees had fallen on it and rocks had fallen on it. And they decided to reopen it. It's got a lot of pretty rock faces. Rocks. Makes you wonder how them rocks got all the way across there. Like I said, I just kind of rambling on. If I'd normally be in that KRX, but I'm riding this 574 wheeler. If anybody's ever had any fuel pump issues with 574 wheeler, get a hold of me. We've had 4 fuel pumps in this thing, and I'm still leery about riding it out here and having to be pulled back. We've had 2 stock ones, and we've had 2 aftermarket ones, and every one of them's failed. It seems like they get hot and quit, and it's had the update kit with the heat shields put on the exhaust and all that stuff, and it's still having issues. There's got to be some fix. There's too many of these things out there for people to be having problems with them all the time. Oh, there's the ATV trail too. Oh, that's going to be really cool. This trail is really turning into good shape after it's been worked and people driven over. Oh, there goes a big old buck. See that? Deer are dark colored up here. Back home where I'm from, in Illinois, they're light colored and way bigger. They got corn to eat. All the corn in the cornfields. And that was a good sized deer for down here, though. We jumped an elk out of here the last couple of times we were down here. It was huge. I think it stayed up in here because nobody had ever come up in here. This thing all goes in one big circle. I know it splits off, but it goes around. You come back out right there where we split. Oh, they've done a good job. Piled up rocks there so people won't go off. They really spent some time out here. So a lot of people don't see the work these guys do. Because you don't see it, you don't think they're doing anything. People get on Facebook and complain, oh, they don't do nothing, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how long this trail is, but if you could just imagine, first you got to walk it and mark where you want it, and then you got to start taking equipment down it. And it takes a while. And then while you're doing this, the other stuff that normally gets maintained needs maintained. So they got to stop doing this and go back and work on that. And it's just a constant. These guys are, I can guarantee you, they're always working. Unless it's raining or blizzard or... Man, that's going to be a pretty trail. I would say it's probably going to be one of the prettiest trails in the park. But these rocks are just unbelievable, like that one there. I don't know if you can see up there. That's crazy. Oh, my camera's still on. Better stop and check. Heck no. Yep, it's still going. That's the worst thing in the world for your camera to quit freaking recording and you're still going. A whole nother video on that, freaking GoPros. And oh. Oh, it's kind of muddy there. They must gonna have this open fairly soon. They got signs up, and I was just out here 2 weeks ago, and not nearly any of this was done. I almost need a helmet cam so you can see what I see when I look around. I know you only get one view, but that's the best I got right now. And if you are watching this video, you must have found it on Windrock. Like and subscribe. Subscribers are what keep our channel going. And likes and the subscribes, if we don't have them, the channel just dies. That thing's like a little kid. You got to feed it like every 3 days or it just drops off and it goes nowhere. And there's times I thought about stopping doing it, but I'm going to start trying to do this narration stuff to see if they can get more people to watch it. Well, I don't know where these guys are at. It said come up the hill. I came up the hill. I guess there's a lot of hills, though. Speaking of something, when you do get stranded or stuck or lost, don't tell somebody it's by the big tree or by the split or by the rocks, because they're all over the place. That could be anywhere. You know what? I think I went right past that overlook. I was talking, not even paying any attention. I'm going to go back and take a look at that because they cleaned a bunch of it up. No, I didn't go by it either. Go ahead, laugh at me. I guarantee you, when you guys come out here, you'll be doing the same thing. Ooh, that was a rock. Ah. I think I went around the thing and not up the thing. Yeah, I did. I took the first right, and I should have kept on going. Anywho, we're going to go up it now. Ah, they got the other part open, this part closed. Well, this ought to be interesting. Ugh. If I didn't know any better, I'd say some guy from Illinois hung that gate. Okay. That's why if there's three of you, you sit in the middle. That way you don't have to mess with the gate. At least it's auto closing. Oh, my camera's still on. Yep. kind of cold up here, about 20 degrees colder than it was at the bottom, and windy. Holy cow, look at that view. That's unbelievable. They didn't have this open last time I was up here this side. They took a bunch of trees out. That's like picture perfect. That's crazy. Man, it's windy up here. They're probably hiding in a foxhole somewhere, get out of the wind. Man, this is going to be something else. You're up in the clouds when you're this high. I hear a chainsaw. Alright, I think we're back on. And do a walk around here so you can see what's going on. That view is just unbelievable. These guys have done almost all this by hand. But that's what they like to do. That's their job. I lost my hat. It's freaking about 30 mile an hour constant wind up here. You're gonna make it about 180-degree view, it looks like. I get back out of here, I'm about to freeze to death. It's 20 degrees colder up here. I didn't dress for it. Holy cow. That's the other thing. You come out here, it may be sunny and warm when you leave. You get on the backside of a mountain and it's gonna be cold. Oh, so much warmer when you're not even in the wind. Oh crap, now I gotta deal with the gate. I don't remember this being this rough. It must have, yeah, maybe it was. It must have came through. That's the other thing about building these trails. You think you got them where you want them, and then all these rocks will start popping up. I guess I can pull up to it because it swings the other way. Surprised the brakes hold it. Oh, forgot I'm plugged in. This technology stuff. Wires, no wires. I tell you what. That or I'm too old for it. One of the two. Where did that chain go? That is not good. There it is. That's our gate stopper. That's a cowboy gate holder. Probably sound like I'm fat and out of shape because I am. Oh, take my head off. Oh, plug back up. Alright. Yeah, I guess I have to decide where I go from here. I had a plan all laid out to narrate some trails, and this wasn't in the plan, but we'll take it. It's a pretty rock face there. Like they've been back in time to figure out and see how them things form. It's unbelievable. If it was glaciers or dinosaurs, hell, I don't know. If somebody knows, post it in the comments. That's pretty there, boy. That hangs out over there one of these days. That'll fall off there. I don't know if you can see that overhang. Every time I'm out here riding around, I think about how the cowboys, Indians, miners got around this without ATVs. Couldn't imagine riding a horse or a donkey or walking. Or what would you do when you come to a rock face like that walking? Be like, well, I have to go around it, I guess. Or maybe you wouldn't be a dumbass to be out here walking. And that's something I don't understand either. Look how that tree goes right into that rock. That's unbelievable. How them roots can go hold that tree up. One of these trails, I think it's on 82 or 3. I can't keep them straight. Man, look at that. Unbelievable, that rock face. Anyway, on 82 or 83, there's one big rock in the middle of nowhere, and one tree growing out top of it, and it's a big tree. Not just some little bitty tree. Here I am on my squirrel. That's like a part of a cave or something. Some lays in there. Dang wires. Something probably come out of there. As you can tell, I have no plan making this video. It's hard telling where I'll go or where I'll end up. I just hope it turns out. Half the time I spend out here videoing stuff, it either don't save the video. When you get to the best spots, the video overheats and doesn't record. I just can't believe how big them rocks are just standing up there. Of course, where I'm from, everything's flat. Biggest rocks we have is in the driveway. This is where we made a mistake. We went right instead of went left. Anyway, once you get in here, there's only one way in, one way out. So one thing I was amazed about Windrock is of all the trails they have here, I started to say we, it's not mine, but of all the trails they have here, if you look at a map, it's only about, and these are my statistics, not anybody else's, this is my opinion, it looks like only a third of the park has trails on it. There's a whole bunch of the park that's been untouched. Holy cow. That's the backside of that. I don't know, maybe it's a good thing I'm on a four-wheeler. I can stand up and look around. That'd be hard to do in a four-seater. Sure is nicer in a four-seater, though. There's another tree growing out of a rock. Just, happy as could be. There's also something out here, and I don't know if this is a wise tale or true. I think there's some truth to it. Indian trees, that tree will come up and then it'll go over 90 degrees and then continue growing straight up. The story I got was the Indians cut the tree and bent it, and those trees point toward water. Yeah. I just don't get how some of them are rock faces and some of them are just square like blocks, like somebody just set it there. And some of them are way down the hill. Like, how'd they get down there? I do want to talk about weather a little bit while I'm thinking about it. Still freezing up there on top of the hill. You can be here on a 75, 80 degree day. It'd be warm as can be. And a storm will come up and you'll get wet and you will literally freeze till you dry out. That's one of the things about out here in this wilderness is you need to have clothes for everything. Normally we have the KRX, we have all that stuff. It's kind of hard to haul it on a four-wheeler, but I guess this is going to be called Trail 20. The signs are still up. Years ago it was Trail 20. Old Trail 20. I suppose they'll keep the name. I guess we'll find out. I tell a lot of this stuff. I don't, even though Jake's my son and works in trail maintenance, he tells me very little of what they do, what goes on. I don't know if he's afraid I'll run out there and blab it to everybody, or I don't know, but he's like that. If anybody knows him, knows he's not on social media, not big on cameras, he's not big on video and any of that stuff. He's a abnormal, I don't want to say kid that age, but abnormal guy that age that grew up on a farm, and he was always outside and building stuff and working on stuff, and he wasn't much into computers or technology, or he's still not. Like, how will that sand get underneath them rocks? I often wonder if it wasn't water up this high. I don't know. I don't know much about geography. Like there's water coming over that rock. It must be a spring or something up there. I don't know if the video will pick it up, but it's like running down it. Next time I do this video, I'll make sure I don't have a runny nose. Wonder how I get to the top of those. It looks like it's flat up there. That's one of the things sometime in my lifetime I want to do is come out here and just go hiking some of these places that we'll run up here and look at this four-wheeler entrance. I don't know if I could go down it or not. Let me text Jake and see if I can. He's probably not going to answer because he's running a chainsaw. I'll probably edit part of this out because it'd be pretty boring just sitting here. If he don't answer soon, I'll just head back. Down it, so we'll see. Or up it. It's a 50-inch trail. You have anything wide tires. When we brought this thing up here, it had wide mud tires on it, and we had to get rid of them because we couldn't go down these trails. Go down and see what this is all about. I guess while we go down this, I'll talk about part of the problem I have when I edit these videos is what to cut out and what to leave. Worry about them being too long because people's attention span, they watch about the first 30 seconds and then they quit. That's probably thanks to TikTok and all their little commercials, which we are on TikTok, by the way, so you can go check that out, Wheeling Windrock. I don't post on there a lot, but I do try to keep stuff on there. But anyway, I'm starting to make these videos a lot longer just for the fact that I want people to see the entire trail if they want to come out and try it. There's so many trails and videos on YouTube of just the hard spots, and not people think that's all Windrock is, just hard after hard after hard. It's not. Oh, maybe this trail goes to the top of these rocks. That would be cool. I know it comes back down the other side. This is going to be like an own little playground up here. This is But anyway, I try to make these videos, I don't know, as short as I can or as long as I can so everybody can see. Like if I just show parts of this trail, well, that's, what people don't know. Well, can I make it all of it, or is that just parts he wanted to show? Or so anyway, if you're into it, you can just put it on and get some popcorn and watch for. Some of them are 2 hours long. Oh, that didn't look like it's wide enough to get through there. It is. I give a shout out to CE. He's one of the security guys, head of security, I guess. He has a lot to do with a lot of these ATV trails, put them in, maintaining them. I guess he's kind of old school ATV rider, which is cool. I like doing it, but there's so much other stuff out here to do that's why we just do the side by side. But it's also nice for ATVs that you don't have to worry about side by side coming down these trails. And that is. Pictures and videos don't do this stuff justice. Like that video at Overlook, it won't look anything like it does in real life. Technology's came a long ways, but it's got a long ways to go. Wish they had a pair of glasses that would record decent ones. I've had several in the past for hunting and stuff, and they don't work worth a crap. If they had a pair that would record of what you look at like you're looking at it, of course, I guess there'd be security issues. That'd be nice. Oh, this runs right down along another trails down below us. Looks like a main trail. That is the top of that rock. I'd have to walk up there someday and there's a little overlook there. And another trail down there. Oh, just knocked my hat off. I have to stop and fix that. Okay. Can't go without a hat. And if you ain't never been to Windrock, you need to come just to see this trail, these two trails. It's unbelievable. One of the other things about side by side and going down trails is a lot of people, including us, go down them so quick you miss so much stuff that you don't even know it's there. Everybody needs to slow down and look around. started coming here, we had no plan of where to go. We just started going out, and we'd go out and come back, go out and come back, and thought we were riding, and then found out we weren't. That's crazy. Told you I'm like a squirrel in that. Anyway, we wouldn't have a plan. We'd go out and just go riding, and we wouldn't really see anything. So then we started making these plans, like, hey, we want to go here, see this, then go over here and see that. Like I said previously, sometimes plans work out, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you'll come to a tree that's down, and it'd be so big you can't get around it. Man, I can't imagine any other parks. I'm sure there are some around that you could see stuff like this. Somebody rode underneath of it. People back home don't understand. They're like, why do you go to Tennessee so many times? Like, well, you can't see any of this stuff where we live. It's like a whole different world. You get out here and you get to see nature, and instead of cornfields and bean fields. One thing I do want to talk about is a lot of people say, oh, don't go out here riding, go riding alone, don't go riding alone. There's a lot of truth to that, too, but there's a lot of, if you use your common sense and you have ability and have ridden and know what you can do and can't do, you shouldn't have any problem unless you have a mechanical issue of coming out here and riding. And the worst case scenario, and there's been people stuck out here all night, don't get me wrong, but before you leave the store, if you're afraid you're going to get stuck, ask for security numbers or numbers of recovery service or something, and sooner or later, somebody will come get you. Now, I'm not saying don't neglect your stuff all year and come out here. Don't do that. I mean, just use your common sense. People come out here and get stuck that have never been out in the woods, or they rent a machine, or don't have a lick of sense. If you're outdoorsy type and this is your thing, I wouldn't be afraid to go by yourself on easy trails. Don't go by yourself down hard trails. Adding to that, then whatever machine you bring out here, I would make sure it has a winch on it. I can't understand why people would come out here without a winch. Well, I can't understand why they'd come out here without recovery gear, or food, or anything else for that matter. But if you're going to go long range trail riding, you better make sure you have a chainsaw. We've been down trails 7-8 miles long and turn around and go back. And just because you have a chainsaw don't mean you're going to cut a tree, because some of these trees are 6 foot round. But it gives you a better chance of making it than having to turn around. I think, if I'm thinking, we're just going to make one big circle. There's a YouTube channel, Rocky Top Ridge Riders, and again, I don't know these guys or aren't affiliated with them, but I watch their channel, and I'm not afraid to give a shout out to anybody. I mean, people enjoy doing this. They watch a lot of different stuff, so I watch their channel. They go and visit a lot of different mine shafts and tell the history, and which is really neat. Whenever I get time, I try to watch and see what they've been up to, and sometimes go look at the stuff they've looked at. My hopes of these videos leading off of that is that you get more people see them, more people out here, and that the sport continues on, because there's so many places shutting down for environmental reasons or insurance reasons or whatnot, that it's going to be rare to find anywhere where you can go out and see nature. Get up here to the next last spot. I'll make sure my camera's still going. Yeah, everything working? Is the voice working? Well, I hope that voice don't pause every time that screen goes off. Hello, check, check, check. If so, it's going to be a pretty boring video. I would swore I would never talk in video and record myself talking on video anyway. I guess I should say that right. So many people have asked, why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? I guess I finally, enough of them did it that I tried it. So we'll see how it works out. Ron, the former trail maintenance manager that worked here for many years, did it, and a lot of people enjoyed it. He's off doing his photography thing, and oh man, that was wet. And appreciate all the stuff Ron did all the years there to keep everything like it is. And we're back to where we started. That's pretty cool. Start at one spot, come out another. Oh, there's another deer, 2 deer. Man, things go right up that hill like nothing. Guess if I had the camera pointed the right direction. Some pretty white tails in there. That white tail means warning. They say deer can see that from a mile away. And there's where we started up that trail. It's like Trail 120 is going to be the name of it. That's a really neat ATV trail. Just go around the top of the mountain and rocks and little overlook. Hope all this moaning and groaning don't show up on here going down these hills trying to hold myself up. And we're back. Well, looks like it's going to be Trail 20. I'm going to stop this video here because if not, it's going to be who knows how many hours long.